It's easy to get lost in the crowd when you don't know who you are. And if you don't have conviction, you're going to default to comfort every time. When you have conviction, you'll say something that you believe in even if it's not popular. But if you don't have conviction, you're going to go what's going to be comfortable, which is staying with the status quo. And I remember hearing a story of someone hearing his old mentor speak. And his mentor wrote down his 10 resolutions for how he's going to live in the world. So instead of being impacted by people, he wanted to impact people. And that inspired me. And some time ago, I went off by myself. I got in a caravan. The outside of what was going on in my life was so good. I love my family. I love my home. I love my wife and kids, my friends. But I just wasn't happy on the inside. And it was just interesting. I remember I picked up our old 4-wheel drive. I'm towing the caravan. And I just put on some praise music. And it's on full pelt. And I don't know why, but I am sobbing. The stereo's on full. The song is playing. 10,000 Reasons for my heart to sing. And I am just sobbing. And I literally say to God, God, what's wrong with me? Why am I so downcast? And I think what it was is that in my desire to impact and live my mission, I think I began to forget that God cares less about that and more about my relationship with Him. And the words I was speaking were more like a clanging cymbal or a resounding gong rather than coming out of conviction and an overflow of the heart. And so I just sat for a week by myself, parked up on a farm. The cows had come up and say hello to me every evening, and I just had my little cooker and I just would play music, sleep in, do whatever I wanted to do, but not took off the pressure for having to do things. And I just said, just God, speak to me. I've always wanted to be a man of purpose and conviction and priorities rather than selfish ambition, vain conceit, or convenience. And I knew that for me to do that, I needed to commune with God so He could communicate with me, so it would eventually rest on my heart so I could have conviction in my heart. And so I wrote down 6 resolutions. These are mine, but they help me guide me back to what I believe in and how I want to live this life. And I share them with you in the hope, A, of course, it encourages you, but also that you may want to think about writing your own. So I want to share them and I want to tell you a little bit about what they mean. Resolution 1. I will not demean my own uniqueness due to the envy or misunderstanding of others. Most of all, I will relax, be happy, content, and just grateful for being me. It's okay to be you. It's okay to be a bit different. It's okay to walk the earth a little bit different. And sometimes when we do that, it threatens other people due to their own insecurities. I just want to give yourself the permission not to care so much what others think. That was me. Resolution 2. I'll live with the understanding that whilst discipline and hard work are essential pillars for life, some things are only found in surrender and solitude. That one for me is always a picture, and it's this. If I was to get my hand and to scoop up a handful of sand, if I cup the sand, I can hold a lot more sand than trying to squeeze it all out. Sometimes there's things in life that you squeeze too hard and the grains run through your fingers. So discipline, hard work are awesome, but some things are found in surrender and solitude. Resolution 3. I shall find peace, love, and purpose living and breathing for one God versus the futility of running and puffing trying to please many people. Remembering whose opinion and thoughts really matter will help me live with courage and conviction. That was from an old spiritual mentor of mine who once said, live and breathe for an audience of one. Sometimes you're living to please God, and sometimes other people step into the grandstand. And you know what you need to do? You need to ask them to leave the grandstand because you're not living to please them. Resolution 4. I will love and prioritize in the right order. Understanding whilst all relationships are precious, they are not all created equal. God, myself, my wife, family, then others. Too many of us, I find, go out trying to help a bunch of people, which is true and noble, but often don't think about how they should be prioritizing certain relationships. So for me, it's God first, then my wife, then my kids, and then others. Now, you don't want to be too inward focused, of course not, but ask yourself the question, are you overstretching in things like work, advancement, career, business, even helping other people at the detriment of what God is actually wanting you to prioritize, which is relationship with Him and then others? Second last one, I will live knowing that life is more than good and bad or happy and sad. Rather, each moment presents equal opportunities for growth and maturity. You know, so often we think that the only teachers in life are the good times, but the reality is the real teachers in life are going to be the tough times. And rather than just good and bad, just this understanding that everything that comes to me today is an opportunity. And when I'm going through hard times, and I do, I've got to just, even if this is you now, just breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, in and out. And wherever you are now, whether you're driving in a car or sitting down somewhere listening to this, I want you to notice how that has stilled things. It's stilled your heart and it's given you some space and things seem to settle. Don't try and push through and just try and find good or bad, but understand everything is teaching you something. And in those tough moments, just me breathing and keep walking is super helpful. A mate of mine's got a saying, and it's this: I'm too blessed to be stressed. Hey, you're too blessed to be stressed. And the last one is this: I will chew on things true, noble, reputable, authentic, compelling, gracious. The best, not the worst. The beautiful, not the ugly. Things to praise, not things to curse. Knowing that as I do this, God will work into me His most excellent harmonies. You know what? So many of us spend so much time chewing on things that don't take us in the right direction or don't do anything constructive to the people around us or to ourselves. So I'm going to chew and meditate on the best, on the good, on the things that are hopeful. You know what? More often than not, it helps me not to say something and stops me saying some things that, you know what, actually aren't helpful. So they're my resolutions. What are yours? Because God has deposited something in you that's unique to you. And in the busyness and of what goes on in life, what are the moments that draw you back to why you think you're here and how you want to walk in life? Hope that helps.